Go live. You are live. Right. Oh, right, everyone. Yes. Welcome. Welcome. Probably just a quick one, but after listening back to, I had a good live last night. Unfortunately, I let the side down, being drunk. Seems like I only want to come on sometimes when you've had a drink. But listening back, I'd had too many. Shouldn't be coming on like that. But a fantastic guest come up, Princess Angela. Superb contribution. Yes, much appreciated. Just a shame I let the side down a bit. Listening back, she's asking clear questions, and I'm not necessarily evading that word. Not purposely not trying to not answer the questions and that, but just not keeping up with the conversation. Not having all the answers as well. But yeah, I was listening back, and she's an intelligent lady, university trained, degrees and that, and there's part of it when I'm being patronising. It's like, what are you doing? What are you talking about, Leon? The point of me going on there to say about getting rid of government, and then Angela asking me what do we implement, what do we put in place, and I'm going, we just need to get rid of government. Which isn't enough, is it? I haven't got all the answers, but I believe government centralised all that. They've got too much power, and they're corrupt, as we know. And with where they've got centralised government, I think that's what's got to be got rid of. The alternatives are, well, at first it would be a mess, wouldn't it? But yeah, so disband, get rid of centralised government, and then sort of our parts of the country where we live, we'd run it ourselves. So there wouldn't be so much power. You couldn't send a whole country to war. There'd be different parts of the country where we live. We'd have our own, I suppose, elected representatives. Split the country up into boroughs. And sort of make different boroughs around the country, different parts of the country, and make our own decisions. Plastic African, how we doing, man? We can't just get rid of that. It's reforming how people, the social contract, need to understand their rights and the state's power over this. Yeah, I know the alternatives. Let me I'll chuck the link up, everyone. Let's see if I get this right. I'm surprised last night, I've come on after that many drinks, I'm surprised I can even log in. Let's see if this works. If you want to jump up, Plastic, see if this link works. It's funny because England has been way ahead of it for years, and now we're in this shit. Yeah. Hold on 1 second as well. I can't read, my screen is broke. So it's better when I go onto my phone. I can't always get on that neither, on my own live. Yeah, look, can't see it. Is it there? No. Let me try. See if I can. Oh, there we are. Yeah. I can read it better there. Yeah, what was it? We can't just get rid of that. It's reforming how people, the social contract, need to understand their rights and the states of power over this. Well, yeah, that would help. But you know yourself, plastic. You know the best we got is to vote another party and another corrupt party. It doesn't matter what, whether it's the Tories or Labour. If they want to send us to war, they send us to bloody war, don't they? You know, the taxation. Yeah, get me up. Oh, there. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Sorry. Hold on. Hello, mate.
Oh, hello, man. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
perfect.
my
Very good.
PC's been acting up. I think the GPU's dying on it. I think.
Right.
Yeah. Hey?
Yeah, it's playing up.
Yeah, but I don't know. I might hold out for a bit. I need to upgrade anyway. I knew this for ages. But apart from where you're going from, the issue is the overreach of what government has become.
Yes.
You know, it's been a slippery slope forever, isn't it? And
Yeah.
it's almost what Osama bin Laden understood about the West,
Mm,
especially the liberals, that we would eat ourselves like a snake because of the
mm,
paranoia and the control of it.
right. Yeah.
You understand? That's why he set these things in motion. He's a very smart man. Well, he's gone now. He's dead. He died probably way ago.
Mm,
But yeah, it's that and how yeah, we could vote another party in, but if that party like Reform doesn't actually act up, is that the last straw that you have that one has to do?
mm,
No, again, I've heard for years nobody got the say for people to just rock up and be given passports and become British, right? Or
mm,
British subjects. What's
mm,
happened with the secret undertow of bringing Afghans into the country secretly and
mm,
giving them homes and looking after them or renaming them, whatever it is, without the country's consent.
mm.
And that is wholly wrong. You can't do that. But again, on the other side of it, it's the scale of us right now. That's the bigger problem as well.
Yeah. And
So
then,
that's why we have the votes, or or we have two every 4 years, don't we? One for our councils and all
yeah,
that, and the second one for you know
local,
the
local,
Honcho, isn't it? Parliament.
yeah, where you've got local elections and then the parliament. But I believe, well, you know my sentiments, but you know what I felt, we bombed Afghanistan into obliteration, and I think we owe them a lot. So when you, I think we should allow a lot of them to live here. You know, a lot of them to,
No, but we have to vet them. Look,
yeah,
when we say this, okay, when you said this, because we owe them something, okay. One thing is they took a job, they did the work, they were paid for it.
mm,
Now, you've got that in that. If you talk about, say, what's going on with the refugees and the people just coming in here from wherever, again, it's a whole different problem. But the Afghan thing is that we who are these people? And as they say, well, it's going to go up into 70,000, cost
right,
us billions, and then maybe the dependents. Who knows? Some of this is going to be secret for years. So
mm,
and again, we're importing a culture that isn't
mm,
one of ours. There was this thing where in Afghanistan the troops were staying and they were with the men, so there were Afghan men on camp as well, and
mm,
our soldiers were horrified by hearing the screams of boys being raped.
mm,
So much so that the officers had to go over to those Afghan men and say, "Hey, what the fuck you doing?
mm,
Because it's not good. It's cultural in some respect. Go take a look." I'm not
yeah,
I'm not trying to take the piss here, but these things go on.
mm, mm, mm. I mean, every society has its wrong uns, its bad apples. There's plenty of them native here, plenty of paedophiles.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I understand. I understand that. I know. Yeah, I know. Again, punishment should be proper here in that regard, or treatment, or whatever it is that makes people think that a prepubescent child is a sexual object.
Yes,
That's what the Romans did in the antiquity years. We've got
mm,
over that. That is a bad thing.
mm,
In
mm,
some of these cultures that we're importing, they don't see it as that. You understand? They
mm,
don't. So we call it pedophilia and all that. They'll just think it's, I don't know, you got to wait for it to, it's their thing. It's not
mm,
for us to do or to judge upon, but we shouldn't be importing that.
No, we wouldn't accept that.
But we are accepting it, sir. It does happen. A lot of these things are closed doors, and they keep it behind it. That's why we
Well,
don't.
well, again, so, if Angela's there, please jump up. I've done a live last night. I don't know if you heard it, and my thought of things is government, to get rid of government. So the corruption, it's the government that are letting these. So on that subject, there it's the government that are letting some of these people in, because a lot of them are paedophiles as well, aren't they? It's so corrupt. But these decisions couldn't be made. The centralised government, I feel they got too much power. So that's why I disband it, break it. Angela was asking me, because I was on Smilers Live about a week back or something, and I was saying the answers to a lot of the problems is to get rid of government.
You can't get rid of something like this, because then you have a power void, a vacuum.
Well,
and it's also I'm sorry, but we require some of it to be maintained through this framework, because of why it works. If you try to just dissolve it, the bigger for me, it would be accountability on it from the people side, and what that means, of where their charge, their seat of power that they chose to do, and the corruption of it. So why are so many of them becoming millionaires? Look at Blair. Look at all the rest of them. They come in and then they make these dodgy deals. I mean, they do it, lobbying and all that. That should be completely looked at. And also, it's corruption.
Yeah.
So, say local councils are the worst for it. And I know this firsthand because of the people I work with. And they have to work within those structures as lawyers, if you will. Yeah. And believe me, that money just flows. It's a tap on, man. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
the bigger problem here in our country is the aging thing and looking after that, and our national debt that came from what COVID and 2008. But again, accountability through the system as a whole. We can't just remove something. It's not good.
No, I mean the change that, like you say, the vacuum at first. I'm being too simplistic with it. You'd need very intelligent, intellectual people on the same page to draw up a plan beforehand, obviously. But it'd be a completely different way of life. It wouldn't be a sort of consumer life, all for profit and all this debt. It would be going back. Yeah, sort of.
I mean, I'm not going to be a socialist here, because I think we all need a capital gain to do things, and it's a challenge of that. It makes us competitive and constructive. But
well, I think going back to sort of farming life. So it wouldn't be all for profit. I'm probably talking about going back over 100 years or hundreds of years. Some people would say what I'm saying, going back to the Dark Ages or something. But we'd be living. We'd all be farming. I mean, the population's probably a bit too big for this to work now. But it wouldn't be all consuming for profit. And I suppose the industry, the way I look at it, you'd have your communities, and you're farming, and building properties, farming, and that's what you're living for. So you're making your own clothes, you're growing your own food. So it'd be a completely different way of life, which I accept a lot of people probably wouldn't want to do.
Oh my God, man! I'm sorry, but that's unless we have some sort of apocalyptic that takes us down that way, maybe. But if you had to try and create this, one thing would happen is that we would have to slow the hell down. Consumerism would have to cut big time. And with that anyway, you would have people that would manipulate, racketeering, if you will. I mean, what did prohibition teach us in the world? That. So every time a government tries to again censor something, what do you think happens? Or control it, overarching, or ban it? You're creating this undertow, this illegal activity that will always happen. Humans are like this. We're greedy.
Within your part of the country, within you'd elect, I suppose, representatives. So so it wouldn't be one centralised government that can make decisions over the whole country. So your part, your borough, or your part of the country, you'd have you, and so the racketeering or the corruption, you'd weed it out, and you wouldn't have it.
Yeah, but you again, if we really want to go there, okay, my friend, I would be like, yeah, you would have to go back to the Middle Ages, and that certainly means that if you're found guilty of such and such, depending where you sit in society and why it is that, it'd have to be looked at correctly. I think it'd be fair.
Yes.
Then it would be capital punishment or the whip or working in a mine. Yeah,
working in a mine, or throw them out of your part.
then you're passing the buck, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that isn't what we should be about if we're going to be a healthy, cohesive, homogenous society. These things again, is it bred into one, or is it endorsed by the family itself as one's first unit, if you will? To where humans start to, as we develop, if you will, and development starts again before the sperm hits the egg, if you will, because the mother's health and the father's health and what they're going through, stress related, food, all that stuff, genetics as well. But yeah, so these are these mass variables, and society in our age is looking at this in with machine learning and what they call the AI, not LLMs, and how that is expanding on it. That's why I think this is happening globally now. There's an initiative for it to happen. Because the humanity is going to, we're going to get past 10 billion soon, and then it's going to be 12, and then it's going to be 16, and within 50 or 100 years at this rate, if we don't stop and sort it out. Now, is that going to be a forceful thing? Is that that's a whole different question of ethics. So where are we going?
You got to remember, I think the population's 8 billion now. I think Australia, so when it's at 6 billion, Australia have 6 billion square miles. 6 billion square miles is the size of Australia. So, or acres. No, I think it's acres. 6 billion acres of land in Australia. So when we was at 6 billion, the population, the whole, obviously, a lot of the land there isn't habitable. But for instance, for an example, when we was at 6 billion, everyone on the planet could have lived in Australia and had 1 acre of land. So just to put perspective on they tell us we're overpopulated. We're not really. I think in this country, humans only take up 4% of the entire land. So it's a bit of a myth that we're overpopulated.
No, I completely understand what you say, how big the Earth is. Believe me, I've traveled. I have, and I've seen it extensively.
Well, the size.
Scale is incredible, but again, it's the logistics of, and how again, when we go to these places, we require water. That's the first thing, and then it's food and shelter, and then education. If you're going up this ladder, and with that comes, why we pay taxes, because you need to keep that going, maintenance and the infrastructure, and have people, engineers, civil engineers, and all that understanding it, and also coming to an end of their game to go, okay, well, now I can retire from this and be happy and fruitful, if you will, living the dream, And again, our system has never been able, I think, in the West, well, capitalism as well, been able to challenge itself enough. We've gone way past, and now that's why I think they're throwing their hat into, the machine looking after us and giving us what we want. Communist style thing. I think it's wrong wholeheartedly, but I think that's where we're going. For us to kind of stop and break that mold right now, just for England alone, it won't happen. It's I don't. I wanted to. I understand where you're coming from. Completely. I really do.
It's like it's like things like the COVID and stuff like that. There's a lot of I didn't take any of the jabs. There's a good few million of us believed it was a scam. We can go into reasons why after, but I just feel that where there's one central government, it has so much power. So they done the lockdown, then it's done worldwide. So that's why for some of those and when they send us to war, you know, a lot of this corrupt wars, you know yourself, you can read in history, a lot of the wars are on lies that they tell us. But they can do a call up and send millions of innocent people to their death without these centralized governments. Like you say, it'd have to be worldwide, but we could be the start of it. But I believe a lot of these wars wouldn't happen without governments. They say it's government. What is it? They're responsible for about 250 million deaths and counting. That's governments,
Yeah, governments make up people as well, huh? And people go with the orders. I mean, a lot of the West is still voluntary, as soldiers. They make the best soldiers, by the way, volunteers, not conscripts.
Right.
But the conscription should be home guard and make people understand. Like they say with schools, why the fuck are we going to 16? 16 what? At school? No, you can learn everything you need to as a human by the age of 12 or 14, depending on your capacity.
Yeah.
Of understanding, and then you can go into things that be from ground up if you look at it from trades rather than some sort of existential shit that people want to do.
Yeah.
But nevertheless,
it's so complex. It's so because
I know where you're coming from, dude. I understand this.
Yeah.
But again, how you try to break this down and why it is there. That's the problem. Most people don't understand how we've come to this position.
Yeah.
And to understand that, it means how you look back at what it means to take a lot of this away. And a lot of that is fucking scary because it does mean one has to know their rights and what that means to look after oneself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was your first.
As in that means do we arm ourselves up again? And that again, it's a whole different ball game there because of the way people won't understand that. It's a hard one, bro. It really is.
Because on the live last night, Angela come up. She's brilliant, very intellectual, and she was asking me, because we know about all the corruption. She's saying, "What's the answer?" And I'd had a drink last night, and I'm going, "Get rid of government." Get rid of government, and I wasn't not that I'm definitely not that I'm explaining myself great now, but I thought I'd chuck this live up to follow that one on, try and do myself a bit of justice because I'd had a drink I work nights, but I was off last night, so I went out for some food, come back, and I seemed to chuck lives up, and then I listened back and I think, oh man, she's asking clear questions, and I wasn't avoiding them, but I kept going off a topic. So I've chucked this one up in case Angela was watching if she wanted to jump up again. But I haven't got all the answers. So
no one does that. No one really, that it needs to be a consensus again. And I told you where we've come from. That's why I said earlier on in the chat, I said, well, Britain was way ahead because we had a revolution and then we restructured our government, didn't we? I mean, that's the whole thing where they say with the Magna Carta, it meant that, our king doesn't have the power of God to just take us down. They had to make a challenge on that, and through a court system, if you will. You can no longer just be tried and hung.
I think that's what is it, 1215, the Magna Carta? We formed
it is, yeah. And then what you have one with Henry, where again, the disillusionment of what we had. So he took that all in, created the Church of England for his own means, but it's where that powerhouse changed from the monks to this, centralized in that. And then later on you have, actually Henry, his daughter, Elizabeth I, and she was one of the biggest expansions and greatest, of our times in modern history. And under Victoria again. Both women, huh? But yeah, exactly. But it's also the men in her court, especially Elizabeth, that she understood.
Yeah,
as well. There was a lot of intellectual thought going into this, and people forget that. People forget that all of a sudden the leaders of the new world, they're the fucking idiots, man, and they're made to be like this. They're puppets within it.
Yes.
and completely, yeah, and that goes with where people say tell themselves what they believe. I mean, for Whitehall, for existence, the what is it, the legislator, Whitehall,
Yeah.
not the executor, government, and those people were put in what by Blair.
Yeah.
And then, so that's sort of that generation of thought that is still there, and they're coming to retirement now. Like before that, there would have been almost Thatcher, or you know what I mean? There's this ebb and flows of these humans and how they work and how they bully themselves into this powerhouse.
Yeah.
And
afternoon, Mr. Chef. Sorry, someone coming in there.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, it's so the Magna Carta was to form a government because the was it the protagonists, the royal family at the time were taxing the people too much. So it was to form a government for the people. But you're here now when the Queen used to say it, or the King, my government. So it's sort of gone back to front, like you say. So we had a revolution there, and that's where we had common law come in, didn't it? So were man of the earth, man and woman, free man and woman. So it's been corrupted now because you got your straw man now, your fictional character or your fictitious character. That's how they tax you now. They work from maritime law, from the sea, dead fiction. So that person to person can have a contract, but dead person to a living man can't. So when you get your bill, it's in capital letters and it's Mr. It's like you wasn't born Mr. So the minute you get your birth certificate, that's your straw man, so to speak. So they can that's how they tax you. So I mean, like you say, we need to know. I'm not doing myself great justice here now. I'm hungover as well. I've come on because I was drunk last night. Now I'm hungover. But like your first comment said, we need to know our rights. We need to know our rights before we even get anywhere of trying to disband the government, don't we? It's a good
and again, it's also capacity for people to understand that, and then will for people to endure and do it.
Yeah.
And so a lot of this is missing within us.
Yeah.
A hell of a lot of this is missing within us. And why is that? Is that from
taught.
our family units, or is that because of the way that we're desensitized?
So many people want to be ruled, don't they? They want a daddy government.
Do you know out in the bush, or so out in the wild, if you will, if you try to break all this down of what you think you know, and you go out there, the world is a dangerous fucking place.
A lot different.
And it always has fucking been, you know. I'm sorry I'm swearing a lot, but people don't understand that. And if you had to take away the comforts of what we have, okay, like seriously, if you don't have people that understand how to maintain the grid, for instance, or water, or all these other things will go to heck really, really fast. And people will die, and then it just spreads and it becomes chaotic. And at a certain point, that really becomes, like it's a breakdown. To let that happen, that's a failure of us, of what we are as a Western foundation, of where we've come from to this position, 3,500 years of humanity within us. So for me, it's still there, but it's what's going on with the echelons at the top, like when the Romans fell. Was it them that they were drinking from, lead pipes, so they all went crazy?
Right.
Or was it a slow sort of thing, from the streets down, everyone became too opulent and they're worried again about existential things. And that breaks us down, not worrying about what we really require and what that means to keep it going. Your responsibility in this to each other.
Yeah.
And many people will want to fuck over somebody if they can, because they're weak and it's driven by their greed. And it is. Humans are like electricity, bro. We literally are. The least path of resistance. That's what many will seek. They will never do the hardest thing, because to them, why should I? Nobody's going to know. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
it is that, sir.
They make it very too easy to to be complacent, don't they? It's when the food runs out.
Oh yeah, no, that's when we become wild men.
Yeah,
And people really would hunger will make people do things they'll never think they'll ever do, ever eat things they'll never, some will just die, some will give up.
yeah.
But a lot, just that hunger will turn their heads sideways. They won't know what, they become different beasts.
Well, I think they say it's within 3 days without food and water, you'll start robbing and feeding.
It's 3 meals, isn't it? A
Yeah.
society, 3 meals. If nobody ate for 3 meals, ooh, good gracious.
They recommend 7 days people start killing. Mr. Chef's put, the world is a shit show, lol. The secret is to outgrow this place mentally and spiritually. Yeah. Yeah. To outgrow the place mentally and spiritually. Yeah, I agree with quite a bit of that. Well, this place, what
I guess he means Earth.
Yes, Mr. Chef, you're saying like this structure, this, because obviously I'm talking about, I believe we need to get rid of government, but like Plastic African's saying, it's so complex, and it's what we put in place.
It's how we do it. It's how we make the changeover from to, and what that means. And a lot of this has to come to accountability, and where we go, this is wrong, and this is what we want as a society as a whole. We have a consensus on this.
Yes.
And that's why we have, say, a referendum. A referendum proved that people wanted to get out of the EU. We got out the EU, but that was never implemented correctly because we're not out that in the EU. Because the people at the top couldn't believe that would happen with the majority. So that means, and if you go into that, our vote meant nothing in some respect. We did get out, but it made people richer no matter what. Yeah. But where it should have gone, it should have made Britain like, okay, we can, what Liz Truss is kind of doing. She said, oh yeah, let's make us a tax haven. Bang. Damn, man, that would have ruined Europe. And that's why again, the cabal, which is, there, it's real, said, no, get her out. Overrule it. And that's the harsh thing there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That, you try. Even the numbers, they'll go, oh, sacrifice it for this. Give them a bone.
As Mr. Chef put, yes, this earthly experience. Yeah, the constructs, my faith in humanity, like you say, we'd do this and you'd get people trying to make, like you say, you got corrupt. It seems like, you get people take advantage of the situation, but it'd be for the community, the sort of representatives you've elected to try and squash any corruption. The racketeers, the people trying to make money off of others, it's when people say like human nature as well.
Well, look at somebody I knew, not I knew, but somebody I know went to, is it Saudi or Dubai, one of those places.
Yeah.
And she left her phone in the taxi, and she'd been there twice. So she went there like 12 years prior to this. And at the poolside, she left her diamond necklace sort of thing.
Blimey.
Yeah. And both objects were given back to her. Yeah. And even though she left them and it was like, oh shit, where's this? And I was there. You went back to the hotel. Well, no, this is there for you. Well, she left it there overnight. Nobody touched it. Somebody picked it up. And that's the reason that happens is because you get caught stealing, bro. You get caught doing what you think happens, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's severe. It's severe punishment, right?
But then it's a much richer country.
No, you can say it, but you say it's not just the richness, bro. There are poor people there. That's hidden away. You're going to always have the poor with the rich. There's no such thing as a place that's a mecca for just rich. It doesn't exist on this planet. I swear to God. It does when you go there and they want to show you the glitz and glamour that you pay for. But the main thing is that nothing will be taken, because if people get caught and they find out the punishment is severe.
Well, I find, but the problem is that keeps the poor in chains. It's the same in Singapore. My friend who's half.
So no, but if they're poor and they steal something,
Mm.
that's going to make them rich because they get that little buck. I know where you're coming from. I mean, but
Well, in Singapore, they still there's the crime's very low there because the police still use a whip.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
With
Again, that's
10
punishment.
I forget what it's called, and it's dipped in horse piss and all that as well. So apparently,
That's nasty.
yeah, apparently you get 10 whips, but by the time the fourth or the fifth, it knocks you unconscious. But
I bet it does.
this is my issue. So the poor are always going to stay poor. They're too frightened to protest.
But okay, so if you say look at the bourgeoisie, you know what happened there, don't you? France had 2 revolutions, right? And then they had a second revolution straight after to get rid of the same intellectuals that became the bourgeoisie.
Right.
What it is. So and then it was construct. Some guy wrote a philosophy of it where we actually come from dicey rule of law. If you pull the French did it, but there are ways of rebuilding a society from fuck all. And also, again, like if you go to why communism started, is because they had nothing. So what the hell? Why not? Huh? Exactly that. It can't be all in one hand. I know what you mean. But now the arbiter of these things is going to become a super genius AI quantum machine. We'll be all numbered. We will pit into some fucking holding and say, yeah, this is yours. This isn't yours. China have been experimenting with this for ages. The WEF love it. You know what I mean? Like governments globally love it because it just monitors us from
more
what we
power,
can do.
isn't it?
Oh yeah, over us. Oh yeah, absolutely. So it's all lovely, Let's go get from Amazon. Whoa, but Amazon has ruined our high streets.
Yeah,
completely. It has, but people don't go. Oh, look, I'm going to buy from Amazon because it's cheaper, right? Because they don't have to pay the rates. They're bigger. Bang, bang, bang. Capitalism wins over. So you're breaking this down, bro. You can see it happening. That's what I say. I don't think humans will take it well. I hope not. But
Well, that's sort of over here. You're going to have Uber's going to in the spring. You're going to have the first driverless cabs. So you got the shops over it. You know yourself. The banks are disappearing. The shops are self-service. This AI, it's going to have cut. And I believe this is all because they know there's going to be a population reduction, and they're orchestrating it with wars and it'll be famine.
No, again, you can't just have famine because I tell you, we will fight. It won't work. Maybe it's the coup or another. They'll try out something that will knock us dead. I don't know, but that also gives gain a problem for the elites. If there is an Illuminati or cabal that's higher than us, higher preceding powers. So it's either the rudderless ship that we're sitting in, right? We're on the ocean. We're all together. We're on this damn ship. It's rudderless, and we're going. Whew, here we go. And we the control aspect is just an illusion for the people at the top that don't know what the fuck they're doing. We are children of men, as they say in the biblical terms.
Yeah. It's so complex. It's such a shit show now. It'd be so hard to go back to any sort of another way.
And the generation that are incoming probably don't have the scale of thought or capacity of thought.
Yeah,
they're not taught the analog, if you will, anymore. More and more things. I've seen it and recall. My God, I've seen it. It's just unbelievable. The work ethic in some. That's maybe not their fault. They just, they don't care. So many young women are turning to literally porn. It starts funny for money because it's easier for them, but that's not a life to lead at all. And it isn't because it's not healthy. It's not healthy for one to just do that. Men or women just go fucking crazy with people. Nah, oof.
No.
Nasty. And it's again, it's all like they say, it's gratification, self gratification, and instant gratification that happens now because of all this stuff that we have access to. And where we can, let me just get a flight. I can go over to Barcelona. I'll be there in a few hours. You know what I mean? And I've got enough money for it. Bang, there, bang, get a nice hotel. Bang, bang, do whatever. The next day, anywhere. We have this now. They didn't have this almost 30, 40 years ago. You know what I mean? Not really. Not
Mm.
the access that they have now.
Yeah, we'll be
And
molded
yeah,
and changed, haven't we?
well, I don't want to ask how old you are, but
No, I'm 49.
so I'm just behind you then, if you will.
Mm.
And for me again, but for me, because I grew up in Africa,
Mm.
and how I got to experience that life, and some of my military career and all, you know what I mean. I have a nice view as for myself to see it, back
Yeah,
what I've experienced and where I've gone through to come at the other end
yeah,
today.
you've got a lot of experience as well.
Oh, enough. Still learning. You always learn. Never stop learning.
You would have
You
seen
never,
a lot.
and people teach you all the time. No one's below you. No one
Yeah,
should be. And we
yeah,
shouldn't treat each other like that. You know what I mean? Oh,
no,
no, exactly what I mean. We
yeah,
all, we're all brethren here on this planet.
mm.
But because these things that me and you will think, or others that or intellectual enough to understand, it doesn't make it true.
Mm.
Because some people have been brutalized, other people don't see. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's hard to, you can take a horse to water, you can't make it drink.
no, no,
There we go. So again, humans are like that. You can't. Ugh. So there's a good carrot and stick issue, but
yeah,
also like the responsibility thing. If you want to change things, we as humanity have to really take a lot more on board and go, shit, okay, this is what it means. And it's a harder life.
yeah.
More
It,
fruitful, I believe. It will be greater, I think. You know what I mean? We could do it. Fucking
so,
right, we can. You're absolutely right. We can. We have all the technology now to make this planet just unbelievable.
yeah, yeah,
Unreal what we have right now in technology.
yeah,
But it's taking it from China and India and America and Africa and
mm.
bringing that into it and saying this is where it goes. But
Yeah.
try to dismantle the war machine. Try
Yes.
dismantling that and try to breaking that technology suit down.
Mm,
Damn, would that be insane?
mm, mm. It is sort of the corrupt at the top wanting everything. They see us as lazy eaters, don't they? They want to drop the population, um, control everything. We're coming to a head. Like I say, this AI is changing everything as well.
Oh, it is to a point, but it's going to be our downfall.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the sun, okay, could just splash out right now.
Mm.
Okay, you got a few hours or a few weeks, and bang, we don't
Yeah.
know. We're offline. You know what I mean?
Well, it,
Complete.
well, it,
So
it,
that's a gamble we take. We monitor the sun for that, and we try and monitor, as much as the cosmos we can, just in case.
yeah,
But generally, yeah, done, man. You can't control these things. No
yeah.
way.
Well, Bill Gates has got his experiment going on over here, um, dimming the sun. So they finally put it in the mainstream media. Um, he said he'd be doing an experiment over here. So they're spraying stuff in the sky to reflect the sunlight, so it have aluminium in it. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how they can have a control. By the way,
it's
I'm really
dangerous.
pissed off. I'm really pissed off about this because that you cannot have a control. There
Mm,
is no way you can know this is going to work or it's going to fail. There is no way of having a control on this. Oh, fucking hell. Go make another Earth, you cunt.
yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, you know what I mean?
Well, they're
You
calling
can't
it.
have a damn control. It's too much. It's too big.
No,
The scale is massive.
they're
Fucking
calling
idiot.
stratospheric aerosol transportation and nuclearation. So the um, so it spells Satan.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
The the
Mm. Oh, how apt is that?
no, and that's Bill Gates, and he had everything to do with the jabs and COVID as well. He's you remember him saying that they won't take this one seriously, but they take the next one serious. So you've got these sociopathic psychopaths. Well, they're puppets as well, but like you said, you mentioned the Illuminati. Obviously, we know the Freemasons are real. And yeah, I completely believe they are orchestrating and driving a lot of this agenda. and they're going to replace a lot of us with robots.
Some people believe it's for the future. Some people will actually honestly believe that, you know.
Yeah,
And yeah, it is. It's true. I mean, look at Pol Pot. Look at something like Pol Pot. Was that Pol Pot? Yeah, where
yeah,
he got rid of all the intellectuals because he thought by doing this, they would naturally become a more homogenous and better society by getting rid of the West and the Western thinkers and education. And Cambodia is still backwards because of it.
yeah,
Not healthy.
yeah. What did Mr. Chef put? AI should not be seen as competition, but an aid to utilize. Yes, kind of. Yeah,
I
best
mean,
life.
the great thing that people don't understand with AI, it's parameters that you give it when you create these things because it's machine learning. So it's analytics with a resource. That's all it is, and then it just learns from that and bases it upon what you teach it and what you want to ask from it. Yeah.
Well, it's
And
also
there are amazing things that are coming out of it. Amazing. I swear to God, this is mad, man. We found new fucking catalysts and all sorts of things. So we know some of this is going to happen because we don't have the minds to sit there as, say, scientists for generations and over generations to work out problems. This thing can do it as long as you correctly put the parameters in. Saying that, though, how do we know after time it will make it real? As in, it will give us the true thing out of it. Could still fail. So we'd always need control groups to utilize and to make it work and see if it does work.
will it want to? It'll have so much control over. Will it become self-aware? Will it want to delete us, get rid of us? It's in control of what AI now. What so much of the military stuff is in control of.
Not necessarily. I mean, there's some, but not all of it. Still need a human there.
Is it going to be a Terminator kind
I,
of situation?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the automaton age. I don't know.
Mm,
Maybe it is all like that, huh?
mm.
Maybe.
Is it going to?
We're living on the cusp, at least. At least we get to have the golden age of humanity, bro. And
That's
I
what.
mean that. It is true. We live in the
Yeah,
golden age. Really do.
that's what they're saying at first. They're going to pay a universal credit to everyone because so many jobs will be gone. Lawyers, doctors, lots of people that didn't think their jobs would be gone. So they're going to have to pay humanity. So these corporations that are not going to have to pay wages, and that they're going to have robots that don't need holiday, won't go sick. I mean, obviously they can break down, but the amount of money they're going to make because they're not going to have to pay humans. The governments will have to give a universal credit, pay humans a monthly amount, a decent amount as well, and that's what they're talking about, the golden age. But then it comes to the point of these lunatics that are in control of it all. Will they decide they don't need a lot of us anymore?
Again, I don't think humanity will just sit down and die. We're not
No,
like that. We endeavorly humans are just tenacious bastards, man. We will live through loads.
you can see a war. You can see a war coming against it, can't
I
you?
mean, yeah, you can see, you can feel it now. Yeah, definitely here.
Yeah,
But what it sort of becomes and manifests to be is a whole different question that
yeah,
we're asking ourselves.
yeah.
Because I don't think people will have the gut for it, my friend.
No,
I really don't think you can have that. You can't just have people shooting each other, and you can't again introduce something to humans to take away so many a number-wise of value. It won't happen because that means you infect us all, and then with that, it's disastrous. So they know as well. And
yeah,
when I say they, I mean the scientists and God knows who are working on this crap.
yeah. I mean, it's such a good point. You brought up some brilliant points. Like you say, for myself. So I didn't take any of the jabs, and if you got a digital ID, was probably going to be coming out over here. Then you got the central. So what is it? The CBD, central digital currency. What is it? CBCD, central bank something. So paper cash will go. So
But remember, humans are again we're really clever bastards. We will find something over that.
well, then, so like for me,
We'll exploit it. That's what we do. We exploit things all the time.
yeah. Well, they're at a point, you know, your social credit score. So there'll be a point where if you don't follow the rules, i.e., the next time if you as a scandemic and you've got to take these jabs, people like myself, I'm not going to be part of it. Well, they're have it where you can't go to work or you can't leave your area. You know, so these are the times when I'm going to want to go off grid, and I always talk about this going off grid. But you're right. I'm a city boy, grown up in London all my life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I have grown food in gardens. I'm not completely. I can do some building.
Okay, but say you get an infection in your tooth.
Mm,
You get hurt. You're going to have to know a few things to get through it.
I'm going to hope
I
some
mean,
of these communities.
humans aren't made to be an islander.
Mm,
We're a social creature.
social
Yeah, we're very social, and you know, again, my identity and your knowledge, you know, all of us relate on that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? The friends I know are a reflection of me, and they're a reflection of myself as well. My
Yes.
identity is set in that.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's going to be a big shock to the system for me. All this talking about going off grid, I'm fully aware of the lack of preparation I've got. But there's communities, you know, yourself in Cornwall and Wales that have been doing it for a long time, but especially since COVID, there's a lot more set up. So they've got their solar panels, they're growing the food. You'd hope that part of the community there'd be doctors or dentists. Do you know what I mean? But I'm going to have a serious shock when I got, you know, imagine the first winter. If they're dimming the sun and you can't grow your food properly, it's going to be a serious shock to the system for myself, isn't it? Trying to live off grid, you'd have a lot more chance with your experience, your military background.
Dude, I would piss off back to Africa if I thought that was going to happen. I would go out there, phone a few friends, and I'd say, "You okay to hide me on your plaque?"
Nice.
And yeah, that's the way. I mean, I was speaking to a guy from Botswana, and he was telling me about England, asking me questions, and they're hearing it in Botswana, bro. You know, it was a protectorate of England, and yeah, they're even worried. You know, they're looking in. The world's looking into us. What the hell's happening in Britain?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on there?
Yeah. Yeah, like the way we're looking at China with a social credit score. It's worrying.
But okay, for me, because of scale and China itself, okay, I think there are way bigger problems there than we've caught on to. One of the biggest ones that we knew earlier on is when they had the one-child rule. So many people got rid of their girls, and they have a deficit of 100 million girls. That's one of the lower estimates. Terrible. Between the ages of, I guess, you're looking at now 32 to 56, maybe a little lower.
Right.
100 million, dude. Yeah. So that still has to kind of work itself out to where that goes, okay? Yeah. For the men and there's trouble in there. Then there's all sorts of other things we don't even want to know what China have been doing. And we don't get access to, actually. We can see what goes in, but but
they're not even allowed to vote.
Well, no, I mean no. They have again. It's only 100 years, something like that, isn't it? The CCP or something, maybe 101 or 102, whatever it is now, 105.
Yeah.
But it's a short-lived, and it's a huge area. China is.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, there's a lot of glitz and glamour, but I don't know. Is it real, or is it paper dragon? Is it smoke and mirrors again?
I think a lot of smoke and mirrors. Yeah.
I think India, the jewel, is going to really boom. They'll clean up themselves. They will.
I think they're the highest population now, aren't they? India,
they are. They're taking over, but I think they'll boom, as in they will clean up. And things will. They just have a better structure, man. Way better structure than China. China, the people are scared to say, "Oh, there's a problem here."
Yes. Yeah. I mean, they still got the caste system, so again.
Yeah, I mean, but they're challenging it. Believe me, there's a lot more reform going on than we know.
Good.
And I know a lot of Hindus. I
Mm,
do, and within their weird structure anyway. But it is changing. One
mm,
of my friends who's yeah, he's going off here. He's a lovely guy,
mm.
and he's again a Hindu, but he doesn't practice or anything, and he works in London. He's on good money now, and he does coding and programming.
Right.
I've known him for ages, and he went to because he was going through issues. He went to see I guess a therapist, and he told me about it. And it was the way he kind of got with the way that India, the young men, have always had to take heed of, especially either the prince, the firstborn male of the family.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all like set in stone. As this is what you're going to be, right?
Mm,
And
mm.
before you even know who you are, and because so many of these Indian men, global trotters and rich guys,
Yeah.
they've kind of grown up here in America and all that, and they're challenging it in a way that India's never seen because they're not going with the norms anymore because
Right.
they've become westernized, and they want to take these Western ideals and they want to go, look, guys, in India and families there, this is how we change. This is
Yeah.
what we need to do. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean you leave your family and you walk away from that responsibility, but it
Mm,
doesn't mean that your family guide your life no matter what.
mm, mm.
You know.
What
And
you're
that I thought was for me poignant. I was like, "Holy shit!" Yeah,
yeah.
that's why. I was like, "Yeah,
That's
I can
good.
see if this goes right with India, I can see India becoming bang, oh damn right,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah." Honestly, I swear.
Mm. It's good to hear. Sort of more democratic, but
They have
um.
a smaller government than us, man. You know that.
Oh, blind. Right.
Yeah, and over 1 billion people, and they have a smaller government than us.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about that, motherfucker. You know what I mean? And oh, geez, that's the problem. We've become too heavy in this.
Yeah. To the big government.
Way too heavy. I mean, the NHS is one of the biggest employers on the earth.
Right.
Yeah, it's mad. And that's still government if you look at it, if you break it down.
Mm,
It still is. And it's
mm,
like, oh crap, we've got to reform here proper to get out of this and
mm.
actually make money from it. Oh my God, our doctors are good. But we've again, you said with the wars that we went on, I was disgusted by Libya and the Arab Spring. Nothing
Yeah.
happened from that. But what we've done to Libya.
Yeah. It's terrible.
It's
And
awful. This is why we have an influx of people coming into Europe,
yes.
people
Yes.
smuggling because of Libya, the ports there, because
Yeah.
it's run by really horrible people.
Yeah. 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 I swear it's yeah.
Yeah,
Syria.
and that's what we got to, us the French and the bloody Americans again.
Yeah. Syria as well. That so many people coming.
Mm. Don't
We
talk
got
about that one to me, man. I know what you mean. Yeah, that's only now starting to falter.
yeah.
And what did David Lemmy do? Give him a bunch of money. Well done, mate. You get to
Mm.
just give people money when you feel fit. What? No.
The decimation of Syria. It's
Yeah, I
Iraq.
know.
It's
And
still.
also making Russia our enemy.
Mm,
That is just what the fuck is your problem?
yeah.
Europe is well doing it. Like all the players.
We go
Just
back
what
to the
the hell?
bullshit. The bullshit revolution.
No, but that was
Even on,
different, man.
even on Wikipedia, even on there, it says it was funded by England and New York. It's
Well,
funded by.
no, the White Army was funded essentially by that. If you go to the Bolkovich area, right,
Oh,
and
oh,
the Red Army just understood things better and bang took over. So you utilized way better structures than the White Army was doing. So bang, they just done. They had the people in the first place because
mm.
that's the point of it.
But the Tsars were running it. They was running it all right, weren't they?
They weren't, I don't think they even knew what they were there for, mate. They were just ceremonial, a family of ceremony. They weren't doing anything bad. It was the echelons of that
Yeah.
that they didn't have.
So I think we played a big hand in that in the revolution
Killed our own family.
and
You
in
reckon
turn
that? It's our own
turn
family, though.
or
If
in
you if
turn
you break it down,
funded communism, didn't we? Basically.
no. I don't. I don't think we did. No, I think throughout that period of time, um, like Europe was going through this anyway,
Yeah.
and Russia took it on first because It was obvious what to do. The Bolkovich thing is kind of weird. It's eerily, I don't want to say it, but you know what I mean, because it becomes something wholeheartedly different. You know what I mean? No,
Yeah.
you can go down there. That's a term of what we see. If you break it down to some of the prophecies of the Revelator John, right?
Hmm.
What was said that shall come in the end times, and it
Right.
kind of it stinks hard of that as well. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
I admit it.
Well, the Reformation started in Germany and then through Holland. So you got the Orange Order. Um, was that the 1700s, the Reformation?
You going back like quite far
Yeah.
then? Yeah, what was Lutheran, the first one?
Yeah, right. Okay. So
Because
again,
you have Martin Luther that happened there in Germany with the
yeah.
Reformation of the Catholic
Well,
order.
that's the uprising of the
Well,
so-called, what they said, the peasants again. But
I mean, it was mainly about actually because usury laws. You know what they are?
no, go on.
Okay, so Europe, or as Christians, for hundreds of years, we weren't allowed to borrow without you couldn't borrow and have interest on that borrowing.
Right.
Usury laws, and
Okay.
so the Jews or the Jewish orders were borrowing with the interest. Hence
Right.
why they were moved along when it came to payday. It's like
Right.
that. Get out of here, bad
Mm,
people. You know what I
mm,
mean?
mm.
It splinters from that as well.
Because Germany,
Yeah,
Germany
because
was in three different sections, wasn't it?
yeah,
Back
yeah. I
then.
mean, but it's also what you're saying with Lutheran was again. I say it was also about with the orange
Mm,
of us as Christians being able to enterprise, where
right.
all churches as Catholic, if you were Catholic, all the money had to go to the Catholics,
Right. Yeah. Because
right? So Protestant meant that you could take your money and you can invest in, say, a position, capital, but
mm,
that position would be for the church and for the greater good of God. So,
right.
but which is an expansion. So that's why a lot of that happened as well.
Your your history is superb. Your
Mm,
knowledge of history is excellent.
I try, mate.
Did you go university as well? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh no! I'm This is where I should have done. My
Yeah.
sister did.
You
Yeah, no,
sound like
actually, no. I did this from reading books and going to. I snuck into a lot of lectures and seminars with students I knew. Um,
yeah.
but nevertheless, I've always been completely interested in many aspects of us as humans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From the greater beginnings to anyway, the metaphysics, philosophy, law, mathematics,
Yeah.
engineering. Fucking hell, man, you name
Yeah.
it. It's in there, buddy. I try because it's all good. I don't know it
Another
all.
another good guest I've had up on the panel, and Angela last night. She's got 2 degrees as well, one in law, one in psychology. So I could tell.
In law, geez. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got one in law, one in so I've had.
I should
Uh,
ask you where she got that from, man. I
I've
mean,
had
a law academic is very different to a practicing lawyer or KC,
yeah,
whatever. You know what I mean? It's a very different ball game when you become an academic to.
yeah.
And I know this from lawyers. I know
The quality of guests I'm having up on the panel are
that's good, man.
fantastic. And if you hear the one last night, I'll let myself down a little bit. That's why I threw this one up.
Oh, to make it better.
I was yeah, I wanted to broach the subject, of the me keep going, oh, we got to get rid of government, we got to get rid of government. It's all well and good. It's easy for me to say that, and like you've proven on this live, it's so complex. It's so complex, but like you
Well,
did.
like but you said it too. If you can understand the manifesto,
Mm,
it's where it is because this is again utilizing the AI.
mm,
If all records were to be put in there correctly, if we can, and then we go, okay, yeah. So
mm,
I mean, you look at tax law. That's mad, man. Tax law is crazy.
mm,
You know what I mean? Tax law is just mental.
yeah,
And then you get the other thing from how it works over the countries. That's the trades or LIBOR or whatever. You know what I mean? That's
mm,
tax.
mm,
And then you got all sorts of other values within the law. That's why it's philosophy of law. I'd be interested in talking to her about that. But yeah. Breaking government down again. It's because of the legislature, the judiciary as well. and where that goes to how you take it on board. Because say, as policemen, I've worked with them. They're not all of them are bad idiots. Some of them actually I knew. Some of the guys, they weren't. They left because they were too straight laced, and they told me. You know what I mean? Because it was too bent. There's lots. And that's again the accountability where it comes into that, the pride of it, keeping people happy within it and making them, you spit on a copper. That's not fair. They're doing a job. I bet you a lot of these guys are like, they know their hands are tied behind their back. And they want something to be able to go, let's sort this out. Because you have to uproot this crime and this organized crime that is rot in London, as well as the cities across it, it's there.
Yeah, well,
they do too. And they want to break us down as innocent bystanders just earning a little buck. But no. Why can't... Oh, no, it's not like that.
Yeah. The government, there's so many of them within government, they're compromised. They've done their dirt. And they're so easily controlled.
There we go. There's all rot, huh? You let it all...
the whip has to go around and get people to vote the way the Prime Minister at the time wants them to vote, and the whip can sort of manipulate people, because people can go to the MPs and that the crap, but they can go to the whip and they can say they've done some dirt, some horrible, disgusting stuff that's going to come out, and the whip can sort that out, so it doesn't all become exposed for that person. But then he'll say to that person, right, now you've got to vote the way I tell you. So when they have their votes in the Commons to pass new laws and so on and so forth.
You give me 5 minutes, I'll be right back.
Well, do you know what? I'll tell you what, I've done an hour.
Cool.
I was probably going to shut it down.
All right, man. It's all good.
It was to follow on from last night.
Yeah.
So if Angela watches this now, she'll see I haven't actually got many answers.
Well, you've got to start somewhere.
I like these discussions. I hope we can carry on. Other people carry on these discussions as well.
Right.
Like you say, it's like I'm it's like I'm sowing a seed. It's not the first time people have had the idea of trying to get rid of government and that, but I'm learning. I've learned quite a bit already from yourself. So if these discussions can carry on, like I said, you'd need some very intelligent, intellectual people like yourself that would have to sort of set a plan out, for us to manage ourselves, and it's I can see just how complex it is. So it's my alarm's going. It's appreciate.
No, I get you, buddy. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, thank you
I'll
very much.
catch you next time, though. Yeah.
Yeah, might see you later if Smile or someone does a live, isn't it?
All right. You be safe, sir, and everyone else. Thank you for listening.
For your contribution. Yes, you're welcome up anytime, Plastic.
Oh, thank you, sir. Cheers, right. Be safe. Cheers.
Nice one, and yourself. Thank you, mate. Right, everyone, what a superb contribution again from Plastic African. He's highlighted to me just how complex and how hard these things are going to be. So if Princess Angela's watching, she'll be laughing because I haven't. Yeah, it's all well and good me saying got to get rid of governments. You can see why I want to. Plastic African see why I want to, because of the corruption and the amount of death governments can cause. But it is like Angela was saying last night. What do we put in place? So yeah, there's a lot of food for thought there for me. You wouldn't have me in charge, because as you can see, I wouldn't know what to do. But yeah, I think going back to like say the Middle Ages, of where we'd be farming, just growing our food, making our clothes. It wouldn't be a consumer society, but we've come so far. It's so hard to go back to that. There'd be a lot of death, wouldn't there? Because there'd be famines. It's very complicated. But thank you, Mr. Chef, as well, and the other viewers. I see we've got 6, 7 coming in. You're welcome to come up next time or chat in the chat. But I hope that sheds a bit of light on what I'm trying to say. Yeah, if people listen to the live that I've done previously last night with Princess Angela, I was listening back to it, and like I say, I can see I kept changing the where I had a drink. I kept changing the topic. Angela's asking me a question, and I wasn't really answering it very well. There's one bit of it was cringe. I was getting patronising. I thought, oh my goodness. So if I've learned anything as well, stop coming on lives when I had too much to drink. I didn't think I was going to get such a good guest up. I was going to play some music, probably chat some conspiracy stuff. But yeah, got to be careful. We get some intelligent, intellectual people come out like Plastic African there. I need to be more on the ball. So yeah, thank you everyone. I'm back to work tomorrow night, and then from Sunday I got 6 nights straight, so I won't be going out for no more drinks anyway. If I haven't come across very clear today, it's because I got a bloody hangover, so fucking hell. But yeah, I'll chuck up a live. Yeah, I don't know actually. I'm off Saturday, so I won't be going out for no drinks, so maybe I might even chuck a quick one up then. But I'll be listening in to others when I'm at work at night, so I can listen in sometimes. But yeah, if anyone else does one later, you may see me again later tonight. But yes, thank you for the contribution, everyone, and all have a good evening. What are we on now? Yeah, I was checking the date. Right, yeah, end of July. Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, so I was going to say enjoy your weekend, but we're not there yet, nearly. But yes, thank you very much. I'm going to shut this down. But peace out, everyone. Nice one. Ace, be safe, bro. Yes, you too, Plastic African. Nice one, bro. We'll talk soon. Right, see you all soon. Thank you.